Hello, I'm Rue.
And I'm Graham.
Here today I have another 1v1 from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord Elite Tournament. We are on a punch bowl, and who's punching it out today?
So today, we on the left-hand side ring, we have not Razman. Don't be fooled, viewer. It is Krot, changing his name just like Razman last week, making it easy on me, playing as Mechanized Blue 4. And then on the right, we have Nick the Man with his own name, playing as USSR General.
Indeed, so be curious to see how this goes. I mean, Blue 4 Mechanized is a pretty powerful deck, but we see right off the bat here, KA52 going in hot, sniping down a Gazelle and trying to flex over Bravo.
Yeah, you saw the K52 right there. It gets a nice little snipe. It's kind of screening as well for those MI8 MTVs, so they can go up there and unload the Gonus Trophy into Charlie. We see Nick also opting to get his 2-point sector off the get-go here, so he can start to get that tick a little bit early, and then he'll also have that K29 able to kind of just jump in the action pretty quick. Because he has, where's the other one at? Oh, it went far south.
Yep. He's going the distance, and the Akron 4-1 also being brought in early to probably, I guess, screen for the KA52 to stop it getting sniped from some Blue 4 plane.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You do see, I actually like the AK 141 a lot. It's an interesting plane that you can bring out. It has small amount of missiles, but I think there's 4 really good missiles. And, Eugen, if you could look at that interaction right there where the helicopter got shot down by the missile for Warner, that would be great. Just highlight that right there. That would be awesome. But yeah, we do see that Crot also brings out that fighter as well to get up there and kind of start a counter little air patrol.
Yeah, the KA52 getting sniped in Bravo is a pretty big loss here already. That's really be affording to lose those things.
No, they're really expensive. They provide a lot of utility as well, not only being recon, but obviously the Iglas that it has and the seed missile, it's anti-radiation missiles going after AA. So it's a really big pick there by Crot. We see him pushing here into the town in Bravo, going to wipe out the Factoria team, and this other K29 is going to have to back up as well. So it looks like Bravo's going to be fully under Crot's control here.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, I'd say, for Mechanized, being able to just secure that town, or Nick the Man has other concerns as he's pushing pretty hard into Charlie. He's got the Gorno's 90s in a perfect spot to use Metis ATGMs, and he actually got quite a bit of AA of the just cheap basic horses. And yeah, he has a pretty good force here to neutralize the Charlie point and be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a really good start there for Nick up there in Charlie. Gunstruck is in a perfect spot. Now he has some BTR 90. Also, was going to bring some Spetsnaz GRU there. I mean, honestly, the BTR 90 could just keep going and you'd run right into the the Israeli command vehicle right there. Yeah, we do see him pushing down a little bit. MI8s were able to get some damage in and kill the Mistral team off. So that's a nice little exchange there for Nick and giving him a good toehold in the 2-point sector.
Yeah, and bringing in a lone T-72A, which pretty much is enough to deal with what is currently just a bunch of, IFEs right now. Really neither side bringing in heavy ground forces. There's a whole lot of infantry and a decent amount of helicopters here from Nick.
Yeah, and like you said, the T-72A, honestly, he can mass those, and for the most part, they'll be more than enough armor for the entirety of the game. He really doesn't need the super heavy tanks that he has going against Blue 4 Mechanized. The best that they get is the K1.
Yeah,
which is really nice at 95 points.
Yeah,
it's only
nothing
parts he actually has.
Oh, I guess okay, you got AMX.
Yeah, they don't count them. But yes, so it is the T-72s can definitely help if he wants to go ahead and push, but he seems to content to kind of hold on to his little sector there in Charlie. And we've talked about this in other casts before, Reg, is that if you can just hold there and counter cap, you're really in a pretty good spot for most of the game.
Yeah, it's not really worthwhile spending the energy trying to completely capture Charlie. It's just really too close to the enemy spawn, and it's a big sector which you have to clear through. You might as well just get a good chunk of it and then hold.
I'd also like Eugen to see this helicopter rocket interaction versus the APC. If you could kind of look at the time to kill there, Eugen, for Warno, that might be nice too. If you could just highlight that as well, a little PSA
notes.
There.
Take notes. There's gonna be a quiz after it.
We could, yeah.
Yes.
Big quiz for Eugen. But no, it's actually, I think the game's kind of unfolding pretty, normal rank for the most part here. Both sides kind of going for the 2-point sector. Krot, he is mechanized, so he's going to be a little bit slower, I think, than the Soviet player under Nick. But really good opening for Nick so far, and he's bringing a CD up there to start that counter cap early.
Yeah, the problem with Crot is trying to play a bit more in the open areas, especially against Soviets with a whole heap of long-range anti-tank deadliness.
Right.
He's pretty much gonna have to force around and play in Charlie. He can't really extend out of Bravo, and I'll be curious to see if either side actually decides to push down south, as the southern side on this map is usually just neglected.
Yeah, it's really rare. I think we saw the Grape Jellyman when he was playing that armored deck a couple weeks ago, push down there. But for the most part, like you talked about, people want prioritize either the middle or the 2-point sector, because that's the easiest way to really get yourself points, right? Or knock your opponent out of the game. So versus just grinding it down in that small little area down there in the south, which is a 1-point sector.
We got a pretty big push here coming in from Crot. A whole heap of commandos and martyrs hugging along the sector here. And it's really just one Spetsnaz Gruya and a BTR-90 having to hold off his massive force.
Yeah, he does have reinforcements, though, coming. We see some MTLB, so it's going to be some Motostrelki. He's got a T-72A coming along with it. I don't know where his other T-72... I thought I saw he had another one. I guess not. So he's bringing that along with it. BTR-90 does go down right there, so that kind of sucks there for Nick. But if he just falls back a little bit, holds on to this other section of the town here. Oh, yeah, it's 2 T-72As. Yeah, that's what I thought. And there's a third one in the back. So he's bringing up some armor and some infantry, and this should be enough, I think, to probably stop this push here from Krot.
And we're seeing a cheap Cobra being brought out here from Krot, as well as a 4-stack of AMX 1390s, which I have to say that's extremely based. And honestly pretty good in a fight like his, because I believe they do have the autoloader.
Yeah.
The 6-shot, the 6-shot, so they can just completely devastate guys at close range.
Yeah, and for 25 points, it's a really good unit that you can bring out in your recon tab there. It's got 3 HE as well, it's cheap. It's going to help out support your infantry. So it's a nice little call out here. We see some more. I think those are commandos pushing up. No, Fusiliers, 90s. So he's going to basically, it looks like Krot's going for a full push here into the town to try and evict Nick out here early in the game.
Yeah, which is definitely a good idea. You want to try and get him out of the sector before you can really, set up with the super heavy Russian Wunderwaffen here. Because right now, of course, with Russia we saw last week, the infantry isn't yet great, especially against a blue 4 mechanized player. So he has this advantage with the commandos and all of that, and by God, he is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, he's going to. Now, one big benefit that Nick has is he does have a VDV card with him this time, right? He does have Superior, so he has some of that better Russian infantry available to him that Razman didn't. But even here we see K-29 getting in some damage in. Look to see his helicopters provide a little more support here, but I think he's worried about the Vulcans in the back line there.
Yeah, I don't want to be getting in too close here, and we're seeing the Cobra coming in to get some shots off, and it's probably, I think, going to come down to just these T-72s being able to hold this push. I do like he's moving Turuviam around the flank here. It's a very sneaky location. Actually going to be trying to shoot down a helicopter. Who needs anti-air and you got a Dushka?
That's what we call cheeky.
Yeah, or an SVT. Oh, is that Smirch firing?
Yeah, that's a Jurgen. Yeah, the Jurgen just opened up right there, getting some shots in. It looks like he split the salvo half and half. These commandos pushing up here, trying to chase back that T-72A. So the Fusilier 90s are going to get in the town here, but they run again once again into the helicopters. Oh, but he goes out of ammo, so he's bringing up the other MI8s. But they should make quick work here of these Fusiliers in the town with the big S-13s rockets.
Yeah, this is so much good fire support here from Nick the Man. He should be able to hold this push. The MX 1390s are doing some decent damage, but they are now pushing out into the open. And Joe's rockets, which we're seeing once again, Eugene, take notes. This is how helicopter rockets should work.
Yes, please take notes, Eugene. But we do, and so we do see Nick also has more gunner stroke. He's going to push into the town here. He did lose one of his T-72s, but he still has 2 of them alive, though they need to be repaired. And it looks like the rockets are on. Oh, double F-16s diving in here, getting sniped on these helicopters. K-29 does live there from one shot because the armor. Second does get it. Another MI8 coming in. A lot of helicopters here starting off by Nick, which also forces out a double AA buy from Nick as well, an OSA and a Buck M1. but I think these Gonoshoki should be enough to hold the rest of this push.
They're holding strong.
Oh, never mind. I might have already Caster's Curse here. F-15D coming in right now. Heavy, pretty heavy payload. But Nick might be able to dodge. He does mostly dodge that right there. 8 HP still alive.
As a K1 now as well, I think there might just be enough firepower here from Krot to be able to evict it. So Gornos are holding strong. Same with the MI8, but there's just not a whole lot of other fire support right now. Oh, he does have a plane being brought out. Oh, it's just the Akron forerun. Yeah, the Charlie push may be done for, I think. But the Charlie defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's on its last legs right here. There are reinforcements coming, but it's going to be a minute here because of the double AA buyout. And the Monostroki are on base defense here along with the VDV. It's actually a lot of base defense by Nick. And the Jurgen call out as well. Like, it's a lot of points that aren't going to be able to help hold this position here. And I think you're right, Rang. It looks like what Crop might be able to fully evict Nick here from Charlie.
F-16's coming in once again, sniping another helicopter out the sky. Scratchet's getting a few hits in. And yeah, honestly, just a very good use of those F-16s. Like, fighters work very well on this map, especially on the far flanks, because you just have so much dead space. You can very easily fly around the edge and, you know, sneak in behind, sniping those helicopters.
Yeah, and it's been really, like you talked about, it's been really good airplay out of Krot so far, getting valuable snipes, and it's also forcing Nick to kind of keep his Yak 141 silenced because he doesn't want to commit it to, especially now with his 2 F-16s up there. He doesn't have enough missiles really, so you need to buy both of them. But I think he should have 2. He also has MiG-25s, so it's not like Nick can't bring out more fighters to counter the current air power for Krot, but it's going to be an investment, and he has invested a lot of points in other units already.
And now his T-72 is just getting outranged in the open here by the K1. He is going to be forced to fall back. Never mind, he just gets sniped. And yeah, Krot's going to be able to retake Charlie. So that's definitely very good for him, because with Charlie back under his control, he pretty much has Bravo, and Echo Foxtrot, even Stevens. So he's in a good spot.
Yeah, here we go. We see the F-15D coming back in right now for a pretty big... this should be enough, I think, to evict or to finally finish off these Gonoshoki. You see these bombs dropping right on top of them. Only 1 HP left. Though counter-air assault here. Oh, these F-16s dived in right over the OSA. One of them does go down. Buck getting a shot out as well.
Second.
Both of them go down. Really big exchange there for Nick. He may have got kicked out of Charlie, but he did just take out both of the fighters right there for Crot.
That does relieve a bit of pressure from Nick. He might be able to do a decent offensive back into Charlie. He's got 3 of those MI8s again, 2 T-72s, some infantry. I mean, it's not a whole lot of anti-air in that point to stop him, and Crot isn't really that well set up in there right now. There is an opportunity for him to counter-attack.
Yeah, I think there is as well. His Buck needs to get rearmed, so he's going to need to do that. But with the amount of Gonoshoki he has here, 30, he's bringing up GRU as well. He puts the SAD down there. I'm not sure what that's about. Wait, did the CV die? Oh no, he put it back
in the MI8. He's been like jumping around between the MTL BV and the MI8.
Yeah, I mean honestly, he could. The amount of MI8s he has here, he could probably get back into the town. Though a mortar with some smoke would be nice as well, I think. Maybe he can't get back. There's a lot of reinforcements coming in here for Crot. Another K1's coming up. We see more infantry filling in here. You see these where there's the Japanese IFEs, yeah, with the UMOT. It's a neat little missile. You don't see it that often, but it's pretty cool.
Indeed, it is. It's
like the Japanese Bradley.
Yeah. It's like very long range, that missile as well. Just AP's crap, and the accuracy.
Yeah, and the accuracy sucks too. And you only get 4 of them, but the range is pretty long there, 26, 25. So that's kind of nice. I mean, it's interesting.
Mil. I completely forgot this vehicle existed. It's like been memory hold.
Telling you, Japan decided they want their own Bradley, changed it up a little bit. But you do have, that 35 mil is really nasty too. I think it's way more important, I think, than the actual missiles that it has attached to it. But it does look like Nick is now going to be forced to have to hold in Delta. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for Krot to try and get a little bit aggressive there. But then again, he's going to need a mortar for smoke because there are so many Gonoshoki. And it looks like Nick might decide to change his attention towards Bravo. I saw a Superi call out there. But Krot kind of has that, I think, under lock.
Yeah, Also might be a good idea for Crot maybe to try and push Foxtrot to a very mechanized, friendly location. And if he was just get a decent amount of infantry spam, he can very easily, especially right now as there's no one really down in Foxtrot, overwhelm that position and then just lock it down.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially because he has Bravo under control. If he takes Foxtrot, he essentially puts Nick into only his home sector and then Delta, which, I mean, that's a win. That's a win right there. He'll go and win the game. So we do see Nick actually counterattacking into Bravo here. Multiple Spets has GRU, VDV in the front as well, but the Real Close Rifle team right there opening up on the VDV as they come in here, and we're going to need to see these BTR 90s provide some support. Oh, Mistral's letting loose right there. Going to try and push back these MI8s.
Very good position. Snipes run.
Eugene, you see that? You see how the man pad team right there, 2 shots, gets it. Both get
hit
hit
the helicopter
and
somehow.
They actually hit the helicopter and they killed the helicopter in 2 hits. Notes. Just had to let it be known.
But Graham, you always use blowpipes, yo. That's why you keep missing.
Damn, you're right. I am a big believer in the blowpipe. It sounds like something like a meth head would use.
Oi, Charlie, bring out the blowpipe. No, the other one.
Instead of the crack pipe, it's the blowpipe.
Sounds much more sophisticated.
It does. That should.
Yeah.
I should patent that.
You should.
I don't know what the real
Graham patented blowpipes.
Yeah. Go ahead and get you a blowpipe
for your recreational needs.
2-for-1 special. You see that? Oh, this F-15 is actually diving in right now. That's really not, I think, a good use of it. It's going to go right past you. This Buck. The Screz is opening up on it as well. If the Buck missile hits here, and it does, wow, big loss there for Krot.
Yeah, Strike Eagle got stricken down. BTR 90 is just going for the home run here. And now the K1 comes in. But very good attack here from Nick. He's actually managed to regain a bit of momentum by going into Bravo. I think that's a good idea instead of trying to fight over Charlie. He just lost that window of opportunity. I think if his Gornos were in ground transport, he probably could have rushed on in. But yeah, he wouldn't, even though there wasn't much anti-air before, I still wouldn't risk like a helicopter assault onto Charlie alone.
Yeah, we see the BTRTs now rolling into Bravo as well. That's one reason I really love that transport. You see it right there, able to just tank a shot there from the Panzerfaust like it's nobody's business. The 13 frontal armor on the BTRT is just absolutely nasty. It's a really good attack here, like you said, from Nick. He's going to go ahead and he might be able to evict Krot out of here fully, though we do see Martyr 1s coming up here with Panzergrins. So we'll see the counterattack's going to go in there. And something that's funny is that Nick posts I'm bad about his CV, and I was going to comment on that, is that he's had that, infantry leader for what, Rain? 15 minutes?
Yes.
Minimum. And he's the one down in tick. Like, it's funny because it was brought out for the countercut of Charlie, and that group has been bouncing around all over the place. And he's actually in danger from these Rangers.
He is.
Ranger danger.
Ranger danger. Yeah, he's been moving around this entire map, trying to find somewhere to command, but he just can't really conquer anywhere.
Yeah, he's having a rough time there. So we're gonna see him try and leave. K29 gonna come over here and hopefully, for Nick, kill those Rangers off so he can get the CV into Foxtrot. Whereas the attack is kind of the counterattack for Krot is going in AMX-10s and K1s. Nice little armored force there to support these Panzergrins, but they run right here into the Superiors. It's like Vietnam simulator for them inside this town right now. It's getting burned out, and the BMPT providing really good fire support as well from the back.
Yeah, it's a nice thing is that you do have that nice blocking line with that town, so you can keep all this infantry support behind, so the AMXs and K1s aren't blapping in. So the infantry try to come up to clear it. As you see, Panzer Grenadiers get blapped.
Yeah, I would like to see, I think, some more armor come out from Nick now. Although we do see SU-25T brought out. I guess that could be armor and seed all in one package. And we see it coming in right there. First missile does miss right there. But it has 16 of those ATGMs. It's an kill the Shap. Let's see it deploy. Seed roll here. Actually, that's might be what he's about to do. Oh no, he lost sight of the Shap right there. Dives in, gets the kill in the K1, but he is stunned right there. The Chap gets another hit. He might want to evac this SU-25. And that missile misses, yeah. We should see the evac here after it's done. Yep.
Don't want to be risking that. But we got a Urgan strike onto the southern point of Bravo here, getting some decent hits. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, a lot of stun as well. Mistral's almost out of ammo. MI8 though is actually out of ammo, so it's Nick will see Nick pull that back here. But there's a lot of infantry pushing up here. BTRTs providing fire support as well. The AMX-10s are committing here, but there's Motostrelki and Gonostrelki inside this town here, and that can be really dangerous for the AMX-10s.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive how Nick the Man is. It seems like he's playing as like a mechanized deck. He hasn't brought out any actual proper armored units, but he's managing to hold off these mechanized decks from Crot, you know, armored pushes with just good ATGM planes.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it does kind of have the vibe that it is he's playing kind of mechanized style, just using the heavy, you know, his IFVs to support his infantry. You see a lot of infantry everywhere. Obviously, a big difference is he has a ton of helicopter support this entire game. I think he'll probably pull back these MTVs, repair them up, and get them equipped.
Those Gornos are just on point.
Yeah, they're just nasty. They're doing big time damage right there. MIA MTVs as well, providing clutch fire support and getting the kill on the Panzergrins in the open.
Oh.
There's these Schumanns, but yeah. I mean, what are they going to really shoot at here? The BTRTs, I guess? And the MTLB and a miss, too. And I think Nick's content just let him waste their ammo on that. You'd like to keep the BTRTs alive, but yeah, here we go. We're seeing push it back. Probably see some smoke come out here. Yep. Nice little smoke play.
I'm wondering now if Nick actually gets CV into Bravo. There's 18 minutes left. The point difference isn't really that much of an issue right now, but I think it's at the point these can spend some time, consolidate, and buy a CV into Bravo to start that nice little tick.
I mean, Nick also could go into Echo if he wanted to. I mean, Echo's got one squad of Rangers there. Obviously, I don't think he knows that. Oh no. Krot's actually, either he senses a threat there, or he might be going aggressive in Foxtrot. Though there is a little bit of, there's a Factoria squad, there's Motostrelki, plus the K-29 kind of in the back. So there is some defense here in Foxtrot for Nick. But this could be a good move here by Krot to maybe shift Nick's attention away from the middle and give him a little bit of time to reconsolidate his position there.
He's redeploying heavily here, and we're seeing a T-72A being brought out immediately. But without any anti-air nearby currently, and potential side shot capabilities from the Factoria, KA-29 coming in, getting some good hits. That's to be able to slow down the...
Yeah, Fusiliers getting evicted from their transport right there. Screz is going to open up as well. Oh, stabilization, a malfunction crit right there on the K1s. That actually doesn't even matter. He just...
gets blocked.
He gets blocked anyways. Yeah, so he does split the K1s right there. They are pushing up. Wow, the tanks don't die from the rockets. What is this? We do see the SA. So the K-29 does run out of ammo there, but he's bought a lot of time here, and his helicopters are going to jump right on top of it. But Nick needs to be careful because there is a chaparral in the back.
Yeah. One helicopter. Up right now.
Yeah, one helicopter already going down. The other one should be going down here as well.
That's an Akula.
Okay, he misses there, but the Akula has been hit as well, so he needs to back that Akula out of there. He can't lose that. It's super expensive. But we see VDV brought up, and that should be enough to stop the K1s here. But these Panzergrins are going to collapse here on the Foxtrot. This is a really good push here from Krot.
Yeah, I definitely do like the angle of attack it, where he's coming in from the north of Foxtrot rather than trying to go through Echo. Because he's managing to get into Foxtrot as well as being able to deny supply lines into Foxtrot from Nick's location as well, if he can get his K-runs online. Yeah,
and Nick actually bringing a T-80UM right now. That T-72A just got annihilated. It's a really expensive buyout, right? As we see a bunch of Panzergrins, 40 of them, swarming into this position. And this Jurgen strike is going to be a little bit behind here. It's going to miss the Shap. I mean, it's going to hit the Japanese Bradleys. But that's basically it. The Akula opening up right there. It misses. And the Shap, Shap fires. It's missing as well.
Good
really
kill
big
of
loss.
Akula. I mean, killing Akula out is.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much going to get Foxtrot now, which is bloody good for him. That would relieve some pressure from losing Bravo. And he might be even pick up the CV. The Commando are going to be Command No.
Yeah, and this might be a game-winning move here, for for Krot. Really big push there, completely evicting him out of that position. There is VDV and UM coming up, but there's so much stuff here now in Foxtrot. I think if you're Nick, you got to go on the offensive in Bravo. Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. You need to evict the CV out of Bravo right there. But the Japanese Bradley in the backline providing some fire support. Go to Strokies, do miss right there with the Metis M. He's going to need something to push that back because it's just getting free damage in right there, and it's not running out of ammo anytime soon.
Oh, SU-25 team may be what he needs.
Yep. Yeah, nice dive in right there with SU-25.
One good hit. But yeah, because his force right now is really just an infantry push across open ground, he's just getting blapped.
Yeah, but I think he's going to have enough. I think it's going to be enough to get in there. You see the Superi moving up. There's the Chumats, the BTRTs engaging at point-blank range. They should be able to push that back. Yeah, the CV is evacuating the dance floor right there. Smoke to cover its retreat as well. So that Nick really needed to make that move there to stop the points from getting too high.
TA2UM is in a kind of precarious position. He's a bit out of place.
Yeah, and the K1s also fell back so they can get repaired by the supply truck there. So the UM, the VDV need to actually probably go back. Or the Skrezets might be able to, if they got the opening salvo on these Panzergrins, because it is the Panzerfaust 44, not the 3, they could maybe kill these Panzergrins. Because they could maybe stun them, kind of like chain stun them for a second. Oh, but he's just driving them away too. SU-25T killing a Martyr, I think.
Yep.
He needs to be careful though. That Mistral's got multiple shots into it. Yeah, there you go.
Evac. And we're seeing the TA2UM actually relocating to Bravo, which is a much better location for him. I don't think he can really do any, especially this time, make a major offensive operation into Foxtrot. It's just way too much of an ask. So you might as well just try to consolidate Bravo, use the TA2UM to, you know, just beat everything at long range, because it's a bloody TA2UM. And maybe try to push Charlie again, but from the southern side.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, though.
It's
not like this, and there's still a decent amount of infantry in Charlie. Yeah, Nick's going to probably have to make some hard decisions here pretty soon, because the CV from Krot, he's just going to move it to Foxtrot now. I mean, he just evacuates it from Bravo, you know, get it out of the combat zone, put the Foxtrot. That'll give him +2. The BRDM will go ahead and get into Bravo, though, so eventually it'll just be a +1. But at this stage of the game, Ring, I think just holding this +1 is more than enough for Krot to win.
Yeah, he's in a very good position. I think just a central push here from Nick is pretty much going to make it or break it. It's going to come down to the TADRMs. And he hasn't been trading efficiently, it seems. I saw him just lose another MI-24 VP to the Mistral. Yeah. So he's been losing a lot of his helicopters. And as we've seen throughout this match, those helicopters have been his key unit.
Yeah, and he's lost a lot of them, though. Like, that's a big thing that you talked about. He's used them, I think, to good effect, but the casualty rate for the helicopter, the Soviet Air Force ELO pilots have been really rough. Oh, and the C8U, I'm rolling right in here. Panzergren is going to get a shot off onto it, but it's only going to do 1 HP. The Panzerfaust 44 only has 16 AP, so it's not the greatest tool to fight the UN, but it does take off 2 HP from it. So he gets a little bit of damage in there. Jurgen striking, trying to hit the Israeli CV, but it's not going to do anything to it. It's mechanized, it's armored. It doesn't care about that Jurgen's shots.
That TADRM is, like, really playing with fire, just going through forests alone. He's kind of lucky there's no, like, Fusilier 90s nearby.
No, he said F it. That tank crew... Well, what's the movie of this? The Soviet tank crew in Afghanistan? The Beast. Yeah. That's who these dudes are right now.
They're just sending it. Well, he's going to get himself into a good position.
Yeah, no, he's in a good position. He's gotten some kills, too. I don't think it's paid itself off yet, right? The VDV then actually died. MX-13 with the Browning. The M2 Browning, OP in every Eugene game since Airland Battle. That is the real God's caliber right there. Finishing off the kill there. Spetsnaz GRU trying to push up a little bit and get a good angle. I mean, this is a nice spot here for Nick, but he's going to have to probably... He might have to go into Foxtrot, Ray. I don't know if he can push Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie is quite a distance, but Foxtrot just seems so heavily defended.
He needs to bring the Baratino out.
It's true. He does have that Baratino.
He has it in his deck. He bring out a UK command vehicle. See, I think he should bring the Baratino out. Baratino, the forest line there. You know that's where all that infantry is. You see the Skrezets coming up here as well, so they're going to bring some VDV. But there is still a ton of infantry in here. Yeah, the more I think about it, I am pro Baratino on this channel.
One of the best artillery units in the game.
We would like to see that hot thermobaric action. SG-25T coming out once again here for Nick. It's actually got a ton of kills. Nothing crazy, but it has gotten some nice kills throughout the course of the game. He's opening up here, trying to hit the K1s. Really good smoke there by Krot. Able to protect those K1s as this UM here pushes. VDV screening along with their Skrezits. One does go down, but Strokey taking the shots here. And the K1s just dealing some nice HE. Eugen, please look at that damage the tanks can do with their cannon, with their HE against
I know.
the infantry.
It's a kind of insane.
Like a broken record today.
Mm-hmm.
Little counterattack.
Many notes.
Yes, yeah, a lot of notes. Same with the chat. We're going to quiz you next week. But Commandos 90 did push up in Bravo, but they just get annihilated right there by the Soviet infantry. And Nick's kind of all in on this push here, right, at this point in the game.
Yeah, he's got TRM, given flank and fire. But we're finally seeing some Fusilier 90s. They smell blood in the water.
Yeah, he's
gonna try to fix that TRM.
And he needs to move. Like the Panzerfaust 44, you can tangle with that solo. You cannot mess around with those Law 80s.
Oh.
They will absolutely annihilate. So good smoke coming in. Actually, a little short probably, but smoke dropping for the T-80 UK. It's going to move right here into the corner of the zone. So we'll see him drop it right there. But he needs infantry for it. All the VDV are dead. Yeah, stuff's pushing up here. VP's trying to get to an angle, I think. But the missile is way in the back there. He could bring that up. Oh, yeah, and shot already out there from the Panzer. Where's the Fusilier? Something shot at the T-80 UK. Lost an HP.
Oh no, Fusilier 90s now. Don't tangle with that.
Yeah, and then the Jurgen's still trying to snipe the CV, and I just don't think that's the right move here from Nick. It's just not going to be able to kill it. I mean, even there look multiple near, direct hits on it, and it's 3 HP of damage. K1's pushing up here as well, so the TUK's already been forced to evacuate. See, I like that Jurgen strike a lot better.
Yeah. If you can actually clear out the front line, you can at least get the TUD UK onto the position. But, yeah, 7 minutes left. The plus run in Crot's favour. He has over 100 points. Oh. Rip.
Yeah, I mean, the Fusilier 90's in the forest on the hunt right there. Honestly, the UK needs to be careful. It's already at half health right there. These Fusilier 90's are coming from the rear. More Martyr 1s with Panzerguns being called out. I mean, just endless hordes of infantry for Krot here at this point in the game.
Yeah, and he's definitely fighting over areas where it really benefits him. It's really just coming down to the Su-25T to get important kills, but like it's nothing. There's no like key individual unit here from Crot's position where if he loses it, he's gonna be lost. He has a lot of cheaper stuff to. Oh, rip! Yeah, rip.
Yeah, with the Su-25, Su-24 here trying to come in and get a snipe here. The seed, I mean. Sure, that's nice, but I don't think it doesn't actually get a kill.
Oh, there we go. Su-25T is a real seed
plane. Yeah, that is the real seed plane. Chap actually opening up there, down to 1 HP. Something almost killed that Chap. VP's trying to get some damage in. I mean, helicopters could maybe save the day here, but let's see. So the VP's coming in. It's low on ammo, though, for everything, out of missiles as well. So he's going to find, I think, the CV. Actually, needs to stop and get the Chap. Oh, he does, yeah.
He does?
So Su-25T going to try and clean up these armored vehicles here. Oh, and there's the CV. That stops it. The other one's just right in front of him with nothing to stop it. So let's see if the VP can spot it in time. The Su-25T actually could also kill the Martyrs on the road. Nick saying, don't count him out yet. He didn't hear no bell.
Yeah, Su-25.
And smoke being dropped. He knows where it's at. Su-25T diving in there, trying to get some picks. The Tevza B's coming in.
He's just flying all over the place. You might actually use up all the missiles. You barely see it from the Su-25.
Yeah, you never see that. Yak 151 as well. And plus there's no fires being called out because they were shot down early in the game. So the VP does dive in. Ammo box hit though. Massive hit right there. And tail rotor now damaged for the Tevzas. These Su-25s need to help out. There goes one of them. The other one's opening up here though.
Yeah, honestly, this is like an Ace Combat scenario. He's flying about, just randomly picking off targets.
He's just killing everything. Now he needs to kill a plane, and the Su-25T's done everything in this game. So more AA is coming out. It's the Rapiers. Su-24 could get a snipe because both radars are on here. If he dives in a little bit at the back, another VP's coming up. with 3 Martyr once protecting the CV, that might be enough to keep that VP from really getting a lot of damage done.
Yeah. Like, it's very good snipes, and he got them, just in general, very good kills, but he still doesn't have Foxtrot. He doesn't have anything on the front line to effectively take Foxtrot. He's just going for the CV sniper out with all these VPs being brought out.
Yeah, that's all he really can do, I think, at this point in time. It's just, you know, I think he's probably hurting on infantry. He's lost to T80UM and the T80UK in the past 10 minutes. Those are just massive losses. You know, as a Soviet player, you just aren't sustainable. The K-52 died at the beginning of the game. The K-50 is dead. Bunch of so he's calling out helos. Full assault here also on Charlie. I mean, I think that's just the move you have to make. But another VP being called out as well. But I don't think the helicopters are going to be enough here.
No. And that's like the main weakness, of course, with like Soviet or US techs, is that if you lose your Wunderwaffen units, you're just buggered. Especially when you're fighting against mech, where just pound to pound, point to point, just going to be able to outtrade you with cheaper, better equipment.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And we see these AMX-10s actually pushing up here. The Buckham one's in danger. Though I think the VP should be able to come in there and help it. I mean, this attack's going in here for Nick into Charlie, T-72A. He's about to get blapped here by this Carl Gustav on the road. Yeah, half HP right there. T-72A trying to stop. Oh, he gets a stun, actually, really big there for the T-72. But then, and that's why the T-72A and T-72 are so nice with the 13 frontal armor. Able to just tank sometimes shots like that. And a good kill there, actually.
Yeah.
It's got a long way to go.
And there's a lot of vehicles, like literal vehicles, all those CSs will just be able to slow this down.
Yeah, and I mean, the Shap is opening up on the S24. I think maybe that's what he wants. He wants that Shap to waste his ammo. But these VPs, the CSs are right there. The T-72 is actually needs to get the kill here. If we can kill that CS, that would be big. VPs are diving in now, so we'll see. Missiles being launched. CS going to fly right over it. Oh, good kill right there. Still going in. Now he needs to get the Shap.
Get the Shap. But the Vulcan's coming in.
Yeah, but now the Vulcan's ripping apart that one VP right there in the side. That Hind, yeah, going down right there. That's Afghanistan simulator for you. And then the other one's going down as well. Oh my God! Please avert your eyes.
Minigun goes bruh.
Yeah, the minigun definitely went burr right there. And I think that's about all she wrote.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is actually all she wrote.
It's all she wrote. And very close on KD. I was actually thinking Nick was losing a bit more, yeah, but he managed to trade, I think also the SU-25T, managed to at least keep it not too lopsided.
Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of kills, you know, like it's against mechanized decks, you're going to kill a lot of stuff, but he just wasn't really ever able to, outside of the opening, you know, engagement, I think just never felt like he had enough on the map. And Krot was able to just push multiple places throughout the game. And that move into Foxtrot there was just game winning for him. Just really well timed.
And you can really tell, like, once again, these are, like, the top tier players. Because you see the match starts out up north, and then the northern push doesn't work. So then Nick pushes into the center, and Krot's like, oh, I got pushed out of center. I'm going to push south now. It's very mobile, back and forth. No one got stuck to tunnel vision. They play the entire map, which is how you should be playing the game.
Yeah, it really, just really excellent play from both players who are at the very top of, you know, the Red Dragon, you know, like ladder, if you were to, you know, talk about it when it comes to players and their skill. And you could just see their back and forth. Both players had an equal chance to win it at certain times in the game. And it's just Krot was able to get enough small wins, I think, consistently throughout the game. Mistral team being a big one, like that Mistral team was just clutch right there in the middle, sniping off multiple units. They lost K-52 early, hurt for Nick, and then the UK kill at the end there just kind of seals the deal. So Nick did make it funny at the end with the VPs kind of diving around.
Just using it in like Afghanistan and then getting blapped from, you know, the Afghani Vulcan CSs, which the American CIA supplied.
I mean, that's what won the war in Afghanistan for the Mujahideen. It was the American Vulcans, right?
Yeah.
What's the movie? Was it Charlie Wilson's War, where it's all about like giving aid to Afghanistan? Yep. Yeah, it really wasn't Stingers.
Rambo 3.
Or Rambo 3. How could I? I apologize to everybody out there. But yeah, excellent game from both players, and it was a fun one to cast.
Indeed, and once again, Graham, thank you very much for joining.
No, thank you very much for having me.
And as usual, guys, please just take it easy.